Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I know it looks bad. I don't want to. When I get nervous, I'm gonna start flaring, and then all you'll hear is me clearing my throat. So, hi everybody, welcome to the show. This is episode 63, February dye project. It is February. I don't know what day it is. 9, 10, 7, 8, 9. It's 9. I think it's the 9th. I never tell you what day it is. Doesn't matter. Okay, so not ready. I'm not prepared. Okay. I'm wearing one of my DK knit tops. The yarn is from Knitcrate. I'll link it, but you can't get the yarn. I feel bad showing you Knitcrate yarns when you can't just go buy them. We have lots of finished items today. But I actually would like to start with whips instead of finished items. I think that progresses the show better. I don't know why, but I just do. So I'd like to start with whips. 2 whips today. Our first one, this is my Super Natural Yarns bag. This I have designated to be my tops, for my tops. Which makes me feel so much better that I have like one bag. That's so I know if I grab this one, it's tops. And it's snake, so it's fine. Because the snake is my Chinese astrology sign. And I used to have snakes as pets when I was little. I had a California king snake named Armand, and I had a black Mexican king snake named Santiago, and I will just let you figure out where those names came from. Anyway, it's so obvious, right? Like if you are Goth Girl TM, you know what I'm talking about. We just lost her too a little bit ago, right before the mini series is coming out. Or are they just announced it, I think, right before she died a little bit. Okay, so this is the top, which went from like nothing to looking like a top all of a sudden. I just finished the back band. So this is where we cast on and work the ribbing until we get to a certain number. And then we rib all the way around until we're out of yarn. And this is also Knitcrate. Audine Wool's Calm. This is in the colorway Epiphany. It is 80% wool, 10% silk, 10% mohair, DK weight, 231 yards, 100 grams. This is a hand wash, obviously, so it is. Most of my tops are done in non-superwash. Because I find the superwash grows too much, where non-superwash, I have more control over how it blocks, okay? I have control, like this top is non-superwash. I have control over how much this blocks. So these give me better fit. Whereas if I use superwash, and as soon as I block them and I wear them, they just keep stretching, which is fine for some things like shawls, but for a form-fitting top, I don't want it to stretch. I want to have control over how much it stretches. And I find that the non-superwash, especially the Highland Peruvian, starts form-fitting to the curves of my body, which I really like. For these tops. So yes, this is where we're at, because this is what I've been working on after my other one has been my 9 to 5. Now, I know we said I was going to start the Elfe top, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because there's another top I wanted to make that I had planned to make in April. And I decided, since I already had the gauge for that, I already knew my gauge worked, and I already knew, well, what size to do. I was like, let's just jump into something that we've already partially done. I mean, we're redoing it, obviously. And I'm talking about the V-back tee. If you remember last summer, I did the V-back tee. I attempted the V-back tee, and I used Mad Tosh's Euro sock, and it was a green speckled colorway. And when I blocked it, we had a back staining problem from the yarn not having been set properly in the dye process. So I essentially then, instead of having two matching skeins of yarn, I had two wildly different greens, because the one back stained, so the undyed yarn was green. So then my other one was speckled, but the undyed yarn was still undyed. And so my plan still for that is to finish it and dye it black as soon as it stops leaching green dye. Because I tried everything. I tried to reset the dye. It did not work. Just as far as I know, if I was to put it in some water right now, it would still be rinsing green. And at that point, I still worked on it. I didn't get all the way done. I'm not actually quite sure where I am in it, which is why I wanted to start the second one. So once I go through it and then I look at the other one, I'll know where I was, and I'm just going to quickly finish it. And then we'll just over dye it at some point when it's like, seriously, even in my Instagram, I post pictures of how the green just would not, oh my God, it ruined. I've got some video about it too. So this is the V-back tee by Jamie Hoffman, and I'm actually using my yarn. This is Vampire Bride on my cash sock. This is 435 yards per 100 grams. It is an 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon. It is so soft. So I decided since no one's buying my yarn, I decided I wanted to make some things with them and see how they worked up and see, what, I'm familiar with this base. I've used this base before. This is from Wool to Die For. It is the softest cashmere base, 80-10-10 cashmere base that I've ever felt. I believe this is the same base. I'm not sure that Laura buys all of her yarns at the same place, and I'm pretty sure the yardage would tell me that's from Wool to Die For. I know Tina's Twisted Fibers, her cash is from Wool to Die For. Because I asked her, I was like, you have the softest cashmere, where is this from? And she told me, because she's awesome. You should go buy some stuff from her. Anyway, so I've started the V-back tee, and here is the front part, and then the V-back, which I am actually going to wear in the front. And I love how this is working. I absolutely love. I know some people aren't crazy about unplanned pooling and stuff like that. I absolutely love it. I love it. Look at this here where hang on. Remember, my thing is now backwards. Okay, look at, those are the black speckles on the gray part. What hand am I looking? Oh my God. I don't know how long this is going to happen because this is really hard to do. So what I realized working with my own yarns is I really want to more heavily speckle, because you can see the speckle, how I speckled this. Now when I dyed this, I couldn't decide how heavily I wanted to speckle it. Like some of it I got real heavily, and then then I didn't, because I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do. This just looks like a what do you call it? Like a leopard, like a snow leopard, doesn't it? So gorgeous. And it's just as soft too, I promise you. So I decided when I do this, I'm going to more heavily speckle. And this is the part I love. I picked the two skeins that had the most of this wicking, when the color wicks up into the other. And like I said, this is pretty unavoidable unless you're hand painting and you have that control. And these weren't hand painted; they were low immersion in a catering pan done 4 at a time, because I'm not hand painting. No. And that is my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of Undyed yarn is this wicking that comes with it, because you don't get that with commercially produced yarns. You don't get that wicking, and I love it, because I love the progression you get when you work it up. So see here, you get some pinks here. See these pinks right here? Where am I? These little pinky bits all in here. I love that it's not like one stitch is gray and then one stitch is burgundy. I like that you get a progression like this right in here. Can you see this right in here? Where you have like all of them in the same space. Like right here, you have the speckle, then, here, where is it? The speckle, and then the transition into there. I just love that. I absolutely love that. Like, look at all the pinks that you get right in here. You get all these pinks and this grayness here. And I just love it. I love that it's not a crisp boom, boom, boom. Because I just think that looks jarring. I think it looks jarring. I really love how this looks. All up with the, oh my God, why is, like, my brain's not understanding what's happening here? It's because it's going the other way. There we go. Really pretty, huh? Then, like, you got the speckles here. But I'm like, yeah, it needs more speckles, right? Do you think? Because this whole part's, like, got none. Hardly any. So, yeah, I think more speckles. I think definitely more speckles. Anyway, what was I saying? So we did the V-back tee because I already know that it fits. I know what's happening here. And I picked the cash Aran because, well, mostly because of the color. Because the yak base I dyed, the witch, the one that's black and purple, I want to make one of my the Bonjours with that, with some black mohair. I want to make that one. And so then the siren is black and turquoise, and that one really would have looked cool in this, but because I'm dyeing one black, I didn't want to have two black ones. And then the pit I didn't want to do because those aren't my colors. And so then that left the creature, which I love, 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 love. But I was worried about the thinner yarn. Because I did not use, or no, because I went down to 3/5, because the pattern calls for using 3/7/5. I don't even know what my gauge is. I just know I used 3/5s and it fit fine. However, the creature is actually closer to the yardage per grams of the yarn that was used for this project, and I could have used it, but the green I made, if you remember me talking about this in the shop update that I did, It's a warmer toned green that I don't normally use. And I did not want to have that green. It's the same as this. It's the same half and half with the one side speckled, so the green side speckled. Again, though, having half black, I was like, I'm already planning one black. So I wanted one that wasn't black, basically. So this was the one I went with, plus cashmere. So, great. What I didn't do is the pattern calls for you to cut the yarn, to break the yarn and then reattach it underneath it, because the round begins and ends at the tip of the sleeve, which I don't know why they designed it that way, because I would not have designed it that way. So what I did is I just, on the last row around, where you're supposed to go to here and then break the yarn, I just counted back where the sleeve started, and I just didn't work those. I just started right there and did the cast-ons and then put the sleeves on. I just did it that way because I was like, I'm not breaking the yarn. That seems pointless. When it's in a spiral, so no one's going to know. No one's going to know. Who's going to know, right? They're not going to know. So, plus it's the sleeve, and this doesn't have like real defined sleeves, so I'm like, no one's going to care. So I am actually about to start the short rows, so I stopped because I didn't want to have short rows happening. So I am absolutely loving how this is coming out. I'm very, very excited to have this done. So happy. So happy. So anyway, first finished garter snake cowl. I did block this and weave in the ends, and then my cat was sitting on it. So I'm trying to figure out which is wrong side out. This is right side out. Right side, wrong side, right. Okay. I really don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see. So here is the garter part that you can see, yes. So there's garter, and then there is, whatchamacallit, two-color brioche, which you're kind of not going to be able to see. If I pull it out, do you see it? Can you see the red in between? My soap, because I have my soap in amber bottles with a, like a soap, like a dispenser, right? So it drips, and then it forms like a, solid soap on the thing. So when you press it the next time, that comes out with the gel, and I didn't realize it got right on my project and dried there. So I'm going to have to reblock this, which is not a big deal. So you can't even see this. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. So if you do it inside out, you'll see the colors change. They, reverse. So this side is way more burgundy, so you can see the black is the secondary color in between there. Which is fun. So you get to decide if you want black or burgundy as your, so I'm saying pick two colors you like, because then this is the last one of these. I'm never making this again. This was such a slog. And I remember really liking the first one. But I was dumber then. And I don't like doing garter. I don't like doing garter in the round. I don't like all that purling. Can you see the black at all? Probably not. Yeah, because if I pull it back, you can't really see anything. So that's done. I will have pictures up on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram and see, my Instagram on Fridays always has a picture, like a still of a screen grab of my YouTube video, whatever it tends to be. And then after that, usually I will put in what I'm talking about. And I haven't taken finished pictures of any of my projects that I've done in the last 2 months because it's freezing. And I have to take my mannequins out to the front porch because that's where we get sun. And I mean, that's the only place we get light, because I don't do direct sunlight for pictures. I was gonna do that today, but it's like really, I'm in a lot of pain today, so I'll probably do it Friday, actually, right before I put these up. So our other finished item is Carrie. This is my pattern on morningdewstudio.com. The link is below. This yarn is Descent from Laughing Cat Fibers. This is on her cashmere sock. Yeah, 80, 10, 10, 4, 35 yards. Same thing. Cashmere sock base. So we got about 24-inch depth. I don't know what the wingspan is, but it's a lot. So this is one of the ones I like for, oh my God, this having it flipped is driving me bonkers. Oh my God, it's so driving me bonkers. I think we're going to have to switch back to the other way because this is just too much for me to handle. My brain can't make sense of. I really can't. Like, which way is everything's going the wrong way? I don't know what's happening. Okay, so anyway, I really like this shawl because of I can't style it properly because I don't know what side is which. Oh my God. This is what happens when you have neurological difficulties. I don't know what side is which side. Like what I'm I can't. My brain's just not computing at all. My brain's like, no. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I know it looks bad. I don't want to. When I get nervous, I'm gonna start flaring, and then all you'll hear is me clearing my throat. So I like this shawl because you can have the warm up here, but then all this open lace here gives you a little bit more. I really like it as an in-between spring and fall. Maybe a cooler winter, a cooler summer, end of summer where you get those cooler nights. So I love it for that in-between on those spring days where it's still kind of cold, on those autumn days where it's a little bit more wintry. I'm not sure. Now, I always used cashmere for colder winter, but I'm not really sure if it's warmer, if it's just softer. Do you know what I mean? If I just equate softer with warmer, I'm not sure. Let's see. This is what we had left, like 3 grams. How much was it? 2.68 grams left of that. And I probably could have done another right side row and then done the thing on a wrong side, or done the bind off on the wrong side. But with this bind off, I wasn't sure because I've never done it on the wrong side before, but now I'm looking at it, it would probably be okay. I did the yarn over bind off. That is my favorite one with the yarn overs. Oh my God, seriously, this is just ridiculous. My brain can't comprehend this. Anyway, I think the point looks great. I did 3 rows before the bind off, and I did black pretty intensely, aggressively. I am an aggressive blacker, especially for shawls. So I think we got a nice size. It's a nice size. I can't style it properly. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it now. Oh, it's coming off the rails. Okay. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Okay, this way. I don't think my husband thought that was going to be so big of a deal to flip the thing for me. He sometimes thinks I'm more okay than I am a lot of the time, which is adorable. Like, he thinks I can do things that I'm like, I can't do that. Anyway, Descent Laughing Cat Fibers on Carrie. Really nice color. It looks like a strawberry milk tiger, right? Doesn't it? How funny. Anyway, okay, so that's our finished projects. I hate that mannequin. It's got like velvety. It's so grippy. I hate it. Okay. Whoops, finished. Oh, for the Garter snake cowl. Remember, these were the smaller, the high twist, so they were 400 yards. So I was left with quite a lot left over. I have 38 grams of the black and 42 grams of the burgundy. This squishy mail is from Yarn Undyed, which I have not bought from before because I thought they were only available. Okay, when I went on their website, I could only find in pounds and euros, I think. Something. I could not find US dollars. And so I wasn't sure if they even shipped to the US, but then somebody gave me a link to something else. But anyway, I got this from a dyer, a fellow dyer. I don't know if she's giving up dyeing or if she was just had some stuff to get rid of. But this is Yarn Undyed. Alpaca, what is this? ALPSC. It is 70%. It doesn't have a name to it, I don't think. 416. Okay, 70%. Let me show it to you. You gonna be able to see anything? 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. 400 meters, 100 grams, so that's like 437 yards, I think. And I got this to because of this Hill Country Weavers. Remember, I bought this, and this is 70-20-10, so it's the same makeup. There's definitely a plumpness that is, you're not gonna be able to see, are you? There's a plumpness in the Hill Country Weavers that is not in the Yarn Undyed, and I'm wondering if that's because, 437 yards. I'm wondering if that's because the Yarn Undyed, I don't know how they process their wool before they ship it to you. Like, I've noticed my my wool to dye fors, they come out pretty much like what they look like in the bag. So like when I pull it out of the bag, it's pretty much going to be that same way when it's done being dyed and it's dried and you're ready to go. Like there's not a big change. I find that true with Dyer Supplier too, that however their yarn looks when I get it out of the package is pretty much how it looks when I've done with it. And I know that smells kind of mildewy. Okay, it doesn't there. could just be like a basement smell or something. I don't always trust my sense of smell because it's so overreactive. Some yarns are different once you wash them and dye them and get them ready. So because I'm unfamiliar with Yarn Undyed, I don't know how they send you their stuff, so I don't know if this is going to improve. But I have to say, not a fan. Not after the Hill Country Weavers. Not at all. This is so much thinner. It's not nearly as plump. It's soft. It is soft. This for sure is going to be a sweater for me. I'm thinking with some Surrey alpaca. I'm going to make myself a very expensive sweater. It's probably going to dye it black too. So we'll see. Do you have experience with Yarn Undyed and how their yarns work up? I saw that on their website they do give you the micron count, which is kind of rare. I'm not sure that I see, which is something I always want to know, to be honest. But so my plan for that is, well, maybe a cape. You know, the Bonjours we've been making. And maybe the other one I'm planning on with the turtleneck and the slits for the arms. That's probably going to be my major design this year. So yeah. Which sucks. Because that's a big project to have to make a couple times before you get it right. Because you know I'm going to have to make that a couple times before it comes out. Okay, so that's my squishy mail. So are we ready for Die Project? So I told you earlier that Die Project was not going to be a big deal this month because we were just doing one skein of mohair and dyeing it black. So I did. Black mohair. Where is my camera looking at? Black mohair. It's just black. There's nothing really special about it. The halo actually looks kind of reddish, which is weird because I use ProChem. So like I would expect a purpley look from, I guess it kind of just depends on what light you have it in. But I definitely do see some reddish. Do you see some red up here? Like reddy, purpley? Yeah, isn't that weird? That's weird, right? Anyway, so this is 50 grams. You know that these come in 50 grams, right? These are 50 gram hanks of mohair. And I wanted a 4% black, which sometimes I dye black on bare at 3%, and sometimes I do it at 4%. It really kind of depends. And sometimes I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to chance not having as deep a black as I want. So I will do a 4 if I'm not quite sure. Like typically on Platinum Sock, you can get away with a 3. You can get away with 3% on that because it sucks it up so well. You really can. But sometimes I do 4 just to be sure. So this one I went with 4 because it's 50 grams. That means half. So that means 2 grams to get a 4%. So I was like, that's nothing. That's fine. We'll just do 2. So it came out really well, and if you remember me talking about this before, we were going to talk about the temperature, because that was my thing, was the temperature, because this has silk content, and I know with silk I've been told not to go above 185 for when you're dyeing silk. Don't go above 185. I don't know how true that is. I can't recall who told me that. So what I did was I did an experiment, and I heated my water up to 160, okay? And then I turned it off, and I put the lid on it, and it had acid. Everything was in the pot that needed to be in the pot. So when I got to 160, I put the lid on it and turned it off, and I set a timer for 20 minutes, and I came back in 20 minutes, and it was still at 160, so we didn't lose any. And I'm in a big stock pot, big huge stock pot. So I knew we wouldn't be losing any heat in 20 minutes. So after why am I switchy? Oh, because mohair. After, do you notice that I swear to God, every podcaster, as soon as they're done handling mohair, they're like, it happens to all of us. I'm going to put it over there. So after 160, I went and checked, and it looked the same, and I was like, okay. So I turned the heat on again, and I got up to 170, and I did the same thing. I turned it off, put the lid on, and set a timer for 20 minutes, and came back. And it hadn't cleared at all, so I was like, okay, one more time. So we went up to 180, and set the timer for 20 minutes, and came back, and it had started to clear. So I left it for 40 minutes. I'm pretty sure it took 40 minutes to clear, and we didn't lose, I did not lose any temperature in that, any heat. I didn't lose any heat in that time, which I didn't expect for the 40 minutes. I expected for the 20 minutes. So if you're doing what I would do then, since the mohair, and you can see the mohair is still really fluffy. Remember I said I was afraid of losing the fluffy, and I didn't want it to, melt on itself, and it didn't. It's still here. It's still really, I don't want to pull it apart too much. I am going to start this up right when we're done, so that's okay. But it's in real good shape. Look at this. Look at all those grippy. Can you see all that grippy? All that grippy there. Perfect, right? So if mohair silk is fine at 180, I'm going to start doing that with all of mine and see if 180 is a good temperature for all of them. And because boiling is what, 212, right? 212? Is it? Yeah, 212 is when water boils. And that's typically when you get steam, is when water boils. Because that's right. Okay, so we're still 30 degrees from that, right? 80, 20, 10. So that's 30 degrees cooler than what we usually, I don't know. I don't normally measure my temperature, so I'm going to start though, because of this didn't come out damaged at all. And if I really want to be able to dye non-superwash stuff and not worry about it felting. So what we're doing with this month is we are pairing the mohair with this Yarn Over New York Wave Hill Zebra Fingering. This is just 100% superwash, 21.5 micron merino, 100 grams, 437 yards. The colorway is black opal. And so we have done if you remember, we did this, the Bonjour, with our mohair and our merino, both dyed the same way. We have them both matching colorways, so I'm going to call this variegation because it's two colors, and they matched. And then our second one, we did black merino with burgundy. Can you even see this? with burgundy mohair. Can you see it at all? You just see that burgundy halo. That's pretty much, yeah, what it looks like. I mean, some of it has some, there we go. Yes, see? You get some of the, oh my God. You get some of the stitches, some stitch definition that are burgundy and not black. So this is going to be the reverse of this, where the merino is the color and the mohair is the black. So I'm interested to see how these look to get compared together. And that will be the end of this experiment, because I love these so much. So we know I like them in the mohair. We know that I like them in, I have one just in alpaca. Oh, whoa! We have one in just in the alpaca, which I'm really trying to not redo to fix the neckline. This one, though, I think I am going to redo to this neckline. Just because there's so many mistakes in this. I don't know if I really want to pull that out. So this will be, I'm going to start this today. I'm going to start this at 5 o'clock. Well, this is Wednesday, so I'll be starting this at 5 o'clock, but this Friday now as you're seeing this, so this has already been started. I have to remember to take pictures of that before I open them. Okay, so that's dye project. Is there anything I didn't tell you about that? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so there's only one other thing I want to talk about, and that is oh my God. This weekend on Saturday, we have a fiber festival. It's not really a fiber festival. Fiber event, a fiber, I don't know what else to call it. At one of the, at a fairgrounds in the next county over. So it's about 40 minutes away from my house. And Tina will be there, and Tanya will be there, and Laura will be there. And I have actually never met Laura before. Laura, Laughing Cat Fibers. Tina is Tina's Twisted Fibers, and Tanya is Cornbread and Honey, which she did this cashmere. It's called cashmere. Remember, I bought it because it goes with this one that we made, right? Also goes with Supernatural Yarns Giggle Water, so that's Fingering Sport and DK. Those are probably going to be Malala. Anyway, they're all going to be there, and I really want to go, but two things. One, I'm agoraphobic, and 40 minutes is like out of my comfort area. My comfort area for travel is like 15 minutes. Like 15 minutes. So like I said, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get up on Saturday and just pretend like we're going, and I would just get ready like normal, and then we would just get in the car and go, because we have to stop at my in-laws' house to get the wheelchair, because I can't go around a fairground. There's no way I'm walking around a fairgrounds. There's no way I can do it. So we'd have to take the wheelchair, which so they said they're wheelchair accessible, but it's a fairground, so I'm like kind of, are you though? So, plus I hate, kind of the stigma that comes with that, you know, like, so that's what I've been wrestling with, right? Those were the things I was wrestling with of wanting to go. And then today I'm wrestling with, Omicron. Like, do I really like, it's still scary to go outside. Like, it's still scary that you could still, do I want to risk getting COVID for this? No, I don't at all. But this is probably going to be the only one this year that's near us, because the one that is close to me, that is like down the street, is usually in May, and I haven't heard anything about it. But the place that it's at is still having events happen, so I think it might. I also think that there's another one in my actual city. Like, that one is in my county. It's not in the same city. It's in a different city. But the one in my same city, that is actually probably the same amount of distance away. But that's more of a fine art thing. But there are some fiber artists there. But I'm not sure that there's going to be any yarn dyers there. But I'm sure there will be like finished fiber arts. Like, so I could buy a shawl, which I'm not going to buy a shawl. But I do know a lady that I bought some stuff off of that. I bought some yarn off of that does do that. I'm trying to think of what it's called, and I can't remember, but I do remember they were asking for them. They're asking them to be they're asking for submissions for booths. So I know that's still happening. I guess I just don't know how safe it is to go out. You know, like, and we have I know they say cloth masks don't work anymore, and we do have the N95s. Is that what it is? I don't know. My husband bought them, so we could go out now and be safe, because they said don't wear cloth masks anymore. They don't work. They don't work for Omicron or something. So he got those, but my problem is the straps are like rubbery, and how am I going to wear that over my hair? So, like, because they don't go just over your ears, they go over your whole head. And I'm like, I have hair there. Like, what am I going to, I have a little bit of hair there. So I might have to, like, put my hair up in a bun or something so I can wear it under where my undercut is. It'll probably be fine. But I'm like, that is going to tangle my hair so bad. And not that that's a thing, but, well, it's a comfort thing for me. But I guess I'm just wondering how safe it is to go out in a closed space, because it's January. No, it's February. It's cold. It's going to be 30 degrees that day, so I'm going to be cold anyway. And my husband's really good about staying clean and stuff. Like, he goes out every week, and he has, like, wipes in his hands and a mask, and as soon as he gets the car, he does his hands, and then he gets a new wipe, and he wipes down everything. So he's pretty serious about, because he doesn't want to bring it home to me, because I'm like, I will kill you. I definitely don't want to have it at all, and I'm really scared that Omicron is so I'd like to come out of this pandemic not having had it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to have it at all. And we do have our boosters, so we've had 3 shots. So I think that means we'll be fine till next year, I think. And I'm pretty much okay, because we don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere, so it's fine. But I really wanted to go to Wild and Woolly, and I guess I'm just wondering how safe it is. And, you know, on one hand, I do understand how some people are, like, tired of living like this, tired of having a pandemic looming over, and tired of living like this. But at the same time, I want to be safe out of this, and I don't know if this is safe. I don't know if it's safe, and I don't know. I mean, it's obviously not necessary that I go. I have plenty of yarn. Plenty of yarn to work on. It would just be a nice way to spend the afternoon. It would be nice to go to a festival again and, see all the yarns and kind of, because I feel like these 2 years have been kind of stagnant, because the only way I'm seeing other people's stuff is on Instagram, and we all know I'm taking a break from Instagram because it's so negative. So, I mean, I sometimes do go on there and just scroll. I mostly just unfollowed everyone but designers and dyers. So I could still see what's coming, but not have to deal with anything else. But still, it's different to being there and to see the dyers that and to touch the yarn and see the color in person. And not that I'm great friends with any of them. God, I don't have friends. We've been over this. I have no friends. It's not really going to see the people, but it's going to see what they have and some retail therapy. I really want to try to go, but I think I'm probably going to stay home out of an abundance of caution and not see all the fun fiber stuff. And then I guess hope next year's better. Hope that it's safe next year. I really don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to take off, hoser. I'm going to go because now I just depressed myself. Pretty sure I talked to you about everything that's going on this week. Real excited to start on that Bonjour. I'm real excited to see how it works up. So hopefully it looks good, and that'll probably be done pretty quickly. The V-back tee, I just have to do short rows, and then that'll be, I think it's just short rows, and then is it just the short rows and then the ribbing and then the sleeves? Because I remember it did not take me that long to do. I don't think so. I know I stopped a lot and blocked, and then that whole mess happened. Anyway, I'm leaving because who wants to hear me talk for this long? Not me. I'm pretty sure I cut out everything in the beginning just to scale this down, and then I'm gonna chop. I do so much chopping through these episodes. I just let myself talk, and then I just cut out everything that is too personal. Anyway, next week. Oh, what is next week? February dye project. Oh, we don't have one. So remember, I might show you my stash. You want to see my stash? You want to see in all these cubes and in the closet? Okay, so we'll see you next week for that, whatever episode it is. So take care of yourselves. See you next week. Goodbye.